very slow. I'm stopping there. I don't want to go too far. I'm going to put my board back. And maybe I'll do one side here just to see if this works. Now I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to bring down the line the rest of the way. I've got to find where it stops. Here it is. And I guess I should cut it on the outside of the pen so it looks neat. Now I want to hold my knife down flat like this. I don't want to hold my knife up high like this because I'm going to cut the front of the bezel. I want to hold my knife down low as I come down the bottom. And it's quite hard to push at this point. I guess I'll have to saw it back and forth a little bit. I'm going to stop there to see where I am. Looks like I'm almost there on one side or the other. Looks like I have to go across the bottom a little bit, maybe on the top a little bit. Now I see that my knife is, the bottom of my knife here is parallel to the back of the bezel here. And so I'm just going to bring it down and pull a little bit to see where it's sticking. I've almost got it. Almost. I guess there. And there's a little piece in there. I didn't quite do it right, but I'm better that I go back and correct. I didn't take quite enough off here, but better that I go back and correct that now. But first, let's go over on this side and do the same thing. Let's go around to this side here and see if we can cut this straight. Okay, here we go. And I'm looking inside the bezel here to make sure I'm not cutting too deep into it. Now you gotta go slow, folks, and because if you slip, you're gonna go all the way over to the speaker hole and cut that. So you don't push fast, you just apply constant pressure, smooth pressure. There it is. And now let's bring it down here. Look at this, the first Thrive case ever that will actually fit on the docking stand. Is that interesting or what? Now remember what I said about keeping your knife parallel to the table, the blade edge of the knife. And I'm going to go down, and I think I'm pretty close. Oh, look at that. Wow, that one came out nice. Now, on both of these, I don't know if you can see it, but I've still left a little bit of material here. And I'm going to go back now and try and shave it off so it's nice and smooth, so that when this slips over the dock, it slips nice and easily over the dock. So here we go. And for this, once again, I want a nice firm surface to work on. So I'm just going to shave this. That may be easier said than done, because it tends to make an uneven cut. Depends upon how. Let me see if I put my fingers closer to the knife blade as I go along, how that works. I just want to get some of the extra off the top edge here, see? I just want to clean this off a little bit. time. I think the slower you go, the better you are. It's not looking like a perfect job. It's a little bit rough. I don't know if you folks are better at this than me. You probably are. At least some of you are. But you have a better idea, which I would welcome, on once I get to this stage, what kind of a tool to use to do this more professionally. Because as you can see, what happens when you do this is it starts to come off in slivers. My blade starts to go a little bit too deep, and I guess what I want to do is just try and get at the inner part here that shows there's a ridge, not necessarily cut it here like I just did. So maybe here's an idea. Maybe what we do is we start over. No, that doesn't work. I was going to say maybe we start over here cutting. Okay, I'm going to leave it like it is now. This is an experiment. It doesn't look too bad, doesn't look great. Looks a little bit crooked, but this is a do-it-yourself experiment, which all you creative geniuses on the forum can help refine, perhaps. But let's take it this far, okay? And let's see what happens when we put it on the Thrive. Okay, so we have it partially done. First experiment to doing this, and that's what it looks like from the front. My Thrive back in the case. Now, you know, we Android folks obviously are a more creative bunch than the other brand we won't talk about. And we build our own ROMs, we do our own hardware changes, we sew our own cloth cases, or make our own leather cases. And so this is all part of being an Android owner, is being able to have more options. There it is. It is still very solid at the speakers here and over here. I didn't want to cut out all of this because then the whole thing is going to flop off. You really need this to pull both sides of the case together. You need this as an elastic to pull the sides of the case together. And so now we're going to try putting it on the case. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it a little bit forward of the front edge of the case, so that when I put it on, that pulls out like this, and then I'll push it back and see what happens. And there it is. There's the first Thrive case that fits on the multi-stand. If you can see it, there it is. And as you can see, it does pull out the silicone right here as it's on the stand. And the question is whether that retains its shape and goes back after you take it off or not. That's why we're going to just keep putting this off and on the stand every day, and what a typical person might do. And let's see how it looks on the back. Not too shabby. I'm not the greatest cutter in the world here. As a matter of fact, I think I